The President, please be seated. The court is now in session. During today's session, the defense counsels for Mr. Kieu Sampon and Ieng Sari will be putting questions to witness So Tương. Counsel for Nuon Chia, you may now proceed. Counsel Son Arun. Good morning, Mr. President, Your Honors. Yesterday, my co-counsel put some questions for about an hour. This morning, with the court's leave, I would like to take 15 to 20 minutes for putting the rest of the questions to this witness. The President, Counsel for the Civil Party, you may now proceed.
Good morning, Mr. President. Good morning to everybody. I see that the witness does not have a lawyer present to assist him. I just wanted to make quite sure that he actually intended not to have his lawyer with him, and if that is not in fact the case, then I think we should take steps to make sure that he does have his lawyer with him. Thank you.
The President, first, the Chamber grants some time, 15 to 20 minutes for Counsel for Nuon Chia to proceed with the questions. Mr. So Tương, the Chamber has noted that you are not accompanied by your lawyer as he did yesterday. Are you fine to respond to questions put to you without a lawyer present near you? The Chamber has noted that even though the lawyer was next to you, you appear to be confident in responding to all the questions. And the Chamber would like to know whether you feel fine by not having his present next to you today to respond to questions. Response. I am fine, but I will only respond to questions that I can respond to and won't respond to some that I cannot. The President, is it correct to say that you do not need a lawyer as you wanted yesterday? Response, I can go without him today. The President, thank you. Court officer is now instructed to ensure that the mic on the desk of the witness be visible to me. You can push aside the monitors so that the console is visible enough to the bench. We would like now to hand over to National Counsel for Nuon Chia to put questions to the witness. Counsel Son Arun. Mr. So Tương, I am Counsel for Nuon Chia, and I have just a few questions, 4 questions in total, and I will be putting the questions in 15 minutes. Question. How long had you been working closely with Nuon Chia? Response. I had been working with him since 1975 through 77 and 1978. But I don't remember the details. Question. Through my observation and having reviewed your biography, you appear to have known Mr. Nuon Chea very well. Can you tell the court whether Nuon Chea is a cruel person or he is a person who wishes to educate people to be good? Response. When he was in power, he was a good person. He provided good education to us. I don't know other things other than that. Question. You had been close to him almost every time. Had you ever heard from any other people that Nuon Chea had sent people to S21, sending them to Dutch, for example? Response. I have never heard any of this. Question. Yesterday, both the prosecutors, the lead co-lawyers for the civil parties, and my co-counsel put some questions to you already, but I wish to remind you or refresh some memory so that you can respond to another question concerning your oath you took before the co-investigating judges. Do you still remember you had to take an oath before you gave interviews to the co-investigating judges? Response. Yes, I do. Question. When taking an oath, did you take it voluntarily, willingly, or you done by being prompted what you supposed to say? Response. I did not quite understand the oath notes, but I was asked to take an oath anyway, because otherwise things would never be resolved. Question. Could you please clarify for us that you had to really take an oath and that you could not go without it? Why? Response. Back then, I did not quite understand the procedure. Question. Were you compelled to take an oath, or were you taking the oath freely? Response. No, I was not forced to take an oath. I was just instructed or told to take the oath. Question. Do you recall that a piece of paper with notes written on it given to you and you were asked to read from it? Is that so? Or was the note read out to you and you repeat it? Response. The note was read out to me. Question. So, you did not understand what you were read to, don't you? Response: I don't understand the wordings of the oath. I said I don't understand because I was asked to take an oath for the fact that I stopped killing people. Question. So I do not presume, but I can conclude that you took an oath based on what you read out too, and you took the oath without understanding the content of the oath, and you just repeated what being read out to you. Is that a fair conclusion? Response: yes, it is, because I didn't understand it. The President, Counsel for the Civil Party, you may now proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was just waiting for the French translation, which came at the same time as the witness's answer, but I would like to lodge an objection with this question, which is, as it seems to me, something that is highly suggestive and is guiding the witness towards a certain objective, and I don't think that kind of question should be asked. I'm sorry that the interpretation didn't come through on time, but I'm sure that's not the fault of the interpreters. Thank you.
The President, Counsel, you should also be aware of the court procedures concerning the oath-taking under the Code of Criminal Procedure. The court clerks or greffiers are responsible for advising, for assisting the witness or a witness during the oath-taking procedure. And the text of the oath would be picked and read out to the witness who does not read or write. If witness is able to read or write, then he or she is expected to read the oath directly. This is not different when it comes to the oath taken by people who are the followers of other religions, because these oaths would be read out by a court greffier, and that the procedures of the oath-taking would be read out or explained to witness before the procedure takes place. You may proceed to another question, and you should refrain from digging into this topic again. Thank you, Mr. President, says Counsel. Mr. Tương, I would like to proceed to the second question. Yesterday, you said, when addressing the questions from the prosecution and the civil parties' counsels, you indicated that sometimes you got letters from Nuon Chea to Dutch. It was on 3 occasions. Sometimes you responded that 4 to 5 times. Sometimes you said you did not get any letters from Nuon Chea to Dutch. So, to be clear, could you please tell the court whether you got any letters from Nuon Chea to Dutch? Yes or no? The President, International Court Prosecutor, you may now proceed.
Mr. President, I object to the leading nature of that question in particular because it misstates the witness's testimony from yesterday. That is a complete misrepresentation of what the witness said yesterday. The witness was consistent, said he delivered mails. At no time did he say that he did not deliver documents from Nuon Chea to Deutsch. So that is a misrepresentation.
Counsel, I wish to respond to what observed by the co-prosecutor. Yesterday, I took note of the times when witness responded to this matter, and I tried to verify my note with the transcript. I just wish to ensure whether it is true that witness really did say so or not. The President, the objection by the co-prosecutor is sustained. This question is leading, and witness is instructed not to respond to it. Counsel Sonarun, I wish to continue putting a few more questions. When you said you got letters from Nuon Chea to Deutsch, did you get the letters directly in person from Nuon Chea, or you obtained them through other persons? Response. Sometimes I received the letters through other people. Sometimes I got them directly from him. Question. When you delivered the letters to Deutsch, did you hand the letters personally to Deutsch or only dropped at the gate? The President, counsel for the civil parties, you may now proceed. Counsel Pick Ong. Mr. President, Your Honors, the previous questions and the current questions were repetitious. The questions were asked already previously. Could the President advise counsel, or counsel be advised by the bench to refrain from these questions? Counsel Sonarun, please make sure your mic is activated before you speak. Counsel Sonarun, yesterday, counsel for the civil party repeated the questions. The questions already put by judges. And I think it is fair that I should also be given the opportunity to do the same. The President, the objection is sustained. Repetitious questions are not allowed. Counsel should move on to other questions. Counsel Sonarun, I would like to proceed to the third question. Mr. So Teung, today, as a witness, you are before us. And when you worked for Nuon Chea as his bodyguard and messenger, did you ever hear the person named Son Sen? Response, yes, I did. Question, do you know what he did back then? Response, I don't know. Counsel Sonarun, I think I have no further questions. Those are the three questions I wished to put to the witness. Thank you, Mr. President, and Your Honors. The President, thank you, Counsel. We would like to hand over to Counsel for Khieu Samphan to put questions to the witness if they wish to do so. Counsel Kung Som On, Thank you, Mr. President. So far, we have observed no comments or responses that incriminated our client, so we do not have anything to ask this witness for the time being. The President, thank you, counsel, for Kilsampon. We would like to proceed to counsels for Ieng Sari. You may now proceed. Counsel Ang Odam. Very good morning, Mr. President, Your Honors, and my learned colleagues, everyone in and around the courtroom. Good morning, Mr. Sotung. My name is Ang Odam. I am the co-counsel for Mr. Ieng Sari. I am here to put a few questions to you. Just very few questions. The questions are short and precise, and we would need your brief responses as well. First, I would like to discuss with you concerning the security matters and the work dealing with the bodyguard unit and the messenger duties. My first question is, and you already indicated time and again, that you know Y10 unit, the security guard unit. Is that correct? Response: yes, it is. The unit provided security to the offices surrounding the military branches. Security here means that we had to provide security and protection surrounding the offices. Question: so you were the security agent at Y10, is that correct? The President, witness, could you please hold on? Counsel for the civil parties, you may now proceed. Counsel Pekong. Mr. President, this is an objection. The question was leading. The President, the objection is sustained. Counsel is advised to change his approach in putting questions and try to avoid from any questions that are not allowed by the rules and law. Counsel Angodam, at K1 and K3, you were the security personnel providing protection to people. Is that correct? Response: yes, it is. Question: you provided protection at the exterior of offices of K1 and K3. Is that correct? Response: yes, it is. Question: could you describe to us the K1 building? How many stories does the building have, for example? Response: K1 was in the 4 stories building. Question: was it surrounded by a wall, a fence? Response: yes, it was. Question: what about K3 building? How tall is the building? Or was it? Response, it was a one-story building. Question, was K3 building surrounded by a fence or wall? Response, yes, it was. Question, during each and every meeting, where were you stationed to give protection to people? Response, I was stationed outside the fence or the wall. Question, could you see anything inside from the outside? Response, it was impossible to see anything inside as we were blocked by the concrete wall. Question, how tall were the walls of K1 and K3 buildings? Response, the wall was about 3 meters tall. Question, could you see any aspect of the situation inside the two premises from the outside? Response, I said I did not see anything because it was concealed by the wall. Counsel, thank you. Had you ever attended any meetings conducted at K1 or K3? Response, no, I hadn't.
Question. In the meeting room, did you know what was going on? For instance, the meeting between certain leaders inside. Response, I did not know. Question. Did you know what the meeting was all about? I was never told. It was their business. Question. I would like to clarify this question. You said you did not know who attended the meeting. Is that correct? No, I did not know. Question. And you did not know what the meeting was all about when it took place in the two buildings. Is that correct? The President, witness, please hold on. The lead co-lawyer for the civil party, you may proceed. Mr. President, this is a leading question. President, thank you. The objection by the lead co-lawyer for the civil party is sustained. Witness is directed not to answer to the last question posed by the defense counsel for Ieng Sari. Mr. Angadam, I now move on to my next question concerning between your relationships between you, Mr. Sotung, and Mr. Ieng Sari. I would like you to describe the nature of your relation with Mr. Ieng Sari. Were you connected to Mr. Ieng Sari by work or any relation? Response: I had never contacted him. Question: when you were working as a messenger for Mr. Nguyen Chia, did you ever deliver message or letters or documents to Mr. Ieng Sari or Mrs. Ieng Teret or Mr. Kieu Sampon? Response: no. Thank you. Question: by the same token, did you ever deliver messages or letters or documents from Mr. Ieng Sari to other cadres? Response: no, never. Thank you. That is all for me. I have no further question. On behalf of Mr. Ieng Sari, my esteemed colleague Mr. Kanavas and myself are very thankful for your presence before this court, and your testimony is very important to ascertain the truth, and I wish you a safe return back home. Thank you. The President. The proceedings on the hearing of testimony of the witness, which was scheduled to take place the whole morning, is concluded earlier than scheduled. So the chamber decides to adjourn the hearing, and the court will resume on Monday, the 23rd of April 2012, starting from 9 a.m. in the morning. And the Chamber wishes to take this opportunity to advise parties that from next week on, we will hear the witness TCW 586. And the proceeding will begin by the questions put by the prosecution and then followed by other parties. Before the adjournment, the Chamber wishes to thank Mr. Soturn for taking time to provide testimony for the last 2 days and a half. And we observe that you have tried your level best to respond to all the questions put by the party. And we do not envisage the need to ask you to further testify, so you may go back home. And court officer is instructed to coordinate with the Wesu to facilitate his return back home. The court is now adjourned, and the court will resume on Monday, the 23rd of April 2012, starting from 9 a.m. in the morning. Security guards are instructed to bring the 3 accused to the detention facility and bring them back to this courtroom on Monday, the 23rd of April 2012 before 9 a.m. The court is adjourned.
សូមក្រោកឈរ